Hey, bro. This is like take 1,000, dog. Fuck it. Boruto chapter 56. We so far so good, right? But Boruto chapter 56, it was titled Code. And before I get into the actual review, I would just like to say that this chapter to me was probably the best as far as the storytelling, like the flow of the actual storytelling went. It was very fluid. It wasn't like one character says this statement just to remind the readers what the fuck was popping off before. It was almost as if these people were actually having genuine discussions with each other, and we were just sitting there watching it. And it just so happens that, you know, a lot of the information was, it wasn't like, I can't even say this was recap. I can't really say it was recap. It was just like a story that was just unfolding before our eyes. Whereas, like, a lot of the times you read the chapters and it is a form of recap, but these were just real discussions. It's like they hid the recap within the discussions between the characters themselves, which made it very fucking fluid. And of course, there was like a lot of, you know, pop off moments. So how I want to break down this chapter actually is in 3 sections. So I have a section known as it's like the world building type section. Then we moving into the big splashes. And then finally, the MVP of the fucking chapter itself. But to begin, the cover, bruh. So I was actually spoiled a couple of days and I seen like glimpse of the cover and then I signed the fuck out, bro. It was TikTok. You know, them niggas love to spoil shit over there. But I X'd the fuck out. I seen Sumire on the cover. And if you know me, bruh, she top 2 in my eyes. New gen baddies, she's top 2. We got Hanabi, we got Sumire. Sumire ain't, you know, she ain't 18 yet. So I can't really give her that, like, I can't even go in the way I really wanted to go. Hey, you know, hey, I'm gonna just leave that there. Anyway, see, that's what happens when you freestyle this shit. You say some shit on accident. But as far as, yeah, we're gonna just fuck the cover. Like, it was cool. It was 7 out of 10. Her forehead a little bit lopsided, but let's move on to the world build segment. And this is kind of like some shit I think that the chapter was giving us to establish not necessarily where we're going into, but more so how the world is actually handling the information that is happening or that has happened so far. So the first thing I actually like that they're doing with Boruto, because before he was just known as the Hokage's son. He was, of course, like this privileged kid, but he wasn't necessarily a celebrity. Sumire once asked, like, is he popular with the girls? I'm pretty sure he is, but like now more so than ever, this nigga got hoes. I mean, this nigga chilling on the fucking Hokage face and bitches waving at him and shit. But he's also like this TV star now. He's in the eyes of the village and possibly the rest of the fucking world because, you know, the Leaf Village is like the hub. He's this star. He saved the village. And at first I was kind of like, what the fuck jutsu? Like, did they make up some story and then sell it to the media? Did they come together and this is what we're going to tell the people? But then I remembered, oh, okay, Boruto actually used like his space-time ninjutsu to remove Ashiki and all the chaos into that Momoshiki's time zone where then the battle could actually go out. So that's what the fucking reporter was even talking about in the first place, where I actually cleared up because I had to read this a few times before I gave y'all the review. And I also think because they had mentioned cover up. This is like Team 7 talking to Shikadai and his team, where I believe it's more so the inner circles of the Hokage who came up with the story, like, you know, Sasuke and all them came up with the story, came back, and then told the media just to keep shit at bay, keep shit safe. Because the media, I feel like they would leak the actual information. They wouldn't just, you know, hold tight. Okay, Naruto, we got you. We ain't gonna say shit. I doubt that shit. But on to my third point, and this is still within the world building category, the new Team 7. So Boruto can no longer go on mission, and since Boruto can't go on missions, the rest of Team 7 can't because they're down a man. To me, I feel like Kawaki could come in. Kawaki, you know how we had in the old gen where fucking Sasuke dipped on the niggas and so in came Sai. I feel like Kawaki could play a role. He's learning fucking ninjutsu. He's fucking, he out there, bruh. However, I don't know if that would necessarily happen because at the same time, Kawaki still has to train with Boruto. So it's either like, hey, bro, the story could either be Boruto, Kawaki train on Karma, or Team 7 takes in Kawaki and they could go on missions and Kawaki gets better in his like skills. Because he's already like, honestly, from what we've seen in the anime, he has like a level above these guys. especially in fucking fighting, bro. Like, come on, the nigga got hands. And the way he was like in that, like the last episode we seen, he was trying to escape from the lab facility, but just him being in there within 5 minutes, he kind of knew how to manipulate his way and knock some shit out and divide and conquer. He knew how to do all these things and get the fuck up out the building. So it's not like they would be lacking if they took in Team 7. He's a little bit more mature than Boruto too, so shit, maybe if anything, they would struggle between Sarada and Kawaki on who's going to be the alpha in that situation. But, you know, that's to be remained seen. We got to let the chapters roll out. I doubt, maybe that would be something more so in the anime where they roll that out, because I doubt the manga is going to go into, like, Team 7 missions with Kawaki. I doubt that's going to happen. They don't have, like, really the time frame for that. It's all about the big piece stories. And then to the next point, Sumire and Boruto. You know, the little love triangle continues. Now, I was hyped for this. I like Boruto having hoes. I like Boruto having options. Do I think they would be together? I'm not too sure, but I find it interesting that Sumire is, because at first I was like, okay, why is she telling Kawaki this? Is this going to play a role? Because, you know, Kawaki and Boruto eventually come to a point where they're going to battle one another. So is there going to be a point where maybe something does grow between Sumire and Boruto and Kawaki uses that against them in some type of hostage situation or something? Or is Sumire, because Sumire also told Sarada, so she's just telling people that are associated with Boruto that, hey man, I have a crush on this nigga. So it's like two things happening at once. It's possible that Kawaki could use this against him in the future. It's possibly Boruto don't even fuck with these niggas. He might want to fuck with my nigga Mitsuki or some shit. He on that Lolo shit. Anything could go, bro. We don't know shit. But I think it's interesting that the love interest is continuing, dog. And then this last point in the world build type situation thing is Boro's cult. Now, Boro, I'm going to keep it real. He might be underrated as a villain because what we got a little taste of him. We got a little taste of him in the anime, right? And from then on, I became more curious with Boruto. I feel like Boruto might go on some type of deeper type run in the anime. I feel like Boruto's going to be, to me, because like, look, in the manga, Boro was, I said Boruto. In the manga, Boro was just like another nigga, bro. Like he got his, you know, he was just there. But the anime gave him a little bit of sauce, and then this extra information about him having a cult out there in the tundra. It's making me more curious. I'm interested in seeing Boro back in the anime, bro. And on to point 6. Now, this is where we're gonna get into our big splashes, bro. We got Code's power. We've witnessed Code in fight. We've seen his power. And the bands. I don't necessarily think it's no longer a scar that came from Kawaki and Code in some type of training bout or whatever the fuck between them back in the Kara labs. It's now been revealed that it is a part of his power, and it's a way he could use space-time ninjutsu. We've seen in that little panel where first he's engaging in battle, so like he's fucking, and if you notice, like right when he's flying, you could see he also has that band around his wrist, so he flings them bitches. He's able to teleport behind the men who are guarding Boro's cult little castle, and he impales them. One band actually makes its way across another man's chest. He digs his fingers within the bands that are under his feet, which being what's his name, Code, the ones that he is standing on. He puts his hands through those, and then they enter through the man's chest. So it's some weird type of space-time, artificial space-time ninjutsu power that is now Code's ability, right? And on to my next point, another big splash. We have Ida. We don't know shit about her, but we know that she knows everything. And I'm assuming she's some type of like super space computer, not space, but like some such a like a supercomputer. She's like a ultimate cyborg. She must, because she has like universe and all that all around her fucking her skirt or whatever the fuck she was wearing. I can't get too hyped about her. I'm just happy that we got more villains. I'm happy for the fact that she's someone new. She's a new face to this series. And Code's not going to be out here solo dolo. You know, he's got gang now. He's going to have these fucking crazy ass cyborgs. How many cyborgs? That's a question. How many cyborgs do you think we want on Code's team? He has to have more than just Ida, I think. I mean, she sounds like she probably has a whole bunch of fucking hands. She's definitely stronger than Jigen. And keyword, stronger than Jigen, not stronger than Ashiki. Amato has said he has created things stronger than Jigen. He ain't say shit about Dashiki, bruh. So we're gonna have to see where the fuck that happens. And then this to me was like the biggest splash of the whole fucking like bigger than fucking Code throwing hands, bigger than the new face. To me, this was like the most exciting thing that I read, and that was Boruto potentially having his own vessel. And this is something Kawaki suggested, right? So at first, like, cause like I said, they're having these conversations, and at first hand, it's like, okay, it's like a innocent appearing theory, like an innocent appearing suggestion to make towards Boruto, like, hey bro, why don't you just get your own vessel? And at the same time, because I had that Boruto look, I was like, oh, damn nigga, a vessel, who the fuck are you gonna choose? And this is where we start hearing about this is where Kawaki starts breaking down the member code, which I don't know how that would work, because it's like you couldn't become Ishiki's vessel, so why would you be able to become Boruto's vessel? I don't necessarily see how that would work. I don't see that. That's where I think the whole theory of Kawaki is kind of flawed. But just the suggestion alone, Boruto's own vessel, is something that never even came into my mind. And for me, that's what makes it a big splash. And also at the same time, it gives Boruto opportunity of death. Like, although he would be technically resurrected, it's like Boruto could fucking die in this series, which I think is dope. Now we getting into the motherfucking MVP of the whole chapter to me, and that's that nigga Amato, bruh. I still don't know if we could trust this nigga. I don't know what the fuck is up with Amato. But like, he gets the MVP award, and these next points, this is gonna be 9 to 14. These next points are all related to Amato, right? So we learned what was in Amato's briefcase when he makes his way, when he's talking to Kashin Koji, like, all right, my nigga, I'm dipping to the village. Good luck. Handle your business with Jigen. It was spare Kawaki cells. And we know how he knows. Like, if you put it together, the reason why he even had those cells in the first place is because through Delta, he was able to see that Kawaki had lost his arm. Remember Delta's fight with, Naruto, what's his name? Delta's fight with Naruto, I believe that's when she used like laser beams, and Kawaki got his shit fucked up and blown the fuck off. And through that, I believe that's how he was spying on he was able to see that fight through Delta. The pod came back, and he has like multiple drones of Delta all around the lab and shit. But he was able to watch, I believe he was able to watch that fight through a computer. And that's why he knew to bring the fucking cells over to the leaf and then, fix up Kawaki when he had the chance. He also said something very interesting. This is the 10th point. He says, hey, talking to Kawaki about his routine treatments and shit. Never mind. We'll do that next time. Now, what the fuck is next time, bruh? Is he talking about some type of karma? Like, hey, I know you missed karma. I got a way you could get karma again, baby. You want to be strong? I think Kawaki could once again have karma. Now, maybe at the point where Boruto and Kawaki are fighting, have they reached a point where they have tamed karma? Have they reached a point? Like, it's like there's so much shit that we have to understand, and why certain things happen and what the fuck is going to pop off in the future. Still a lot of questions. It's like, the thing I love about Boruto is you're revealed information, and that information leaves you with more questions. More like, what the fuck? That's how they keep you hooked, bro. That's beautiful. Because you're given answers, and then at the end of the day, you need more answers. So it's pretty sick. But point 11. Now, Amato, if you've noticed, his character has changed, bro. Like, this nigga is way more arrogant. He's way more comfortable now that he's in the leaf. He has immunity and all that. There's a panel where he's explaining Code, like how Code's the last member of Kara left. Shikamaru begins to speak. He's like, okay, so if we take out Code, that means this nigga Amato cuts him the fuck off. And it's like, anyway, bruh, because now it's me and my nigga Big Dog Naruto, we talking. His boss is talking to bosses, bruh. Anyway, he cuts that nigga the fuck off. He cuts him off and continues his spiel about Amato. I mean, not Amato, but his Code and his abilities and whatnot. And this isn't the next line, but he also kind of keeps the leaf in check, where he's like, also, I have a lot of information, but I'm still a pussy, bruh. If this nigga Code catches me, this nigga catch me slipping, I'll end up tortured and shit in some chamber. I'm snitching. So it's like he keeps these niggas in check. It's like, look, bruh, I have all the information, and I will tell on you niggas. Keep protecting me. I have immunity. Keep protecting me. It's like he's playing like this weakling role, but he has a lot of cards in his hands. He has like, he's playing the game. He's playing a game of chess with these niggas, which is like, he's giving you good information, but it's like, what is this going to cost you at the end of the day? Like, where do you stand, Amato? What the fuck is going on? I'm waiting, like, I want Orochimaru to put them hands on him. I don't even know why, but Orochimaru got to come in, put them hands on these niggas, and just let it be that. Even if good or bad, I just want to see them niggas fight. And then on to my 13th point. Now, this is kind of interesting. It's kind of weird, too, at the same time, but Amato can and has created stronger beings than Jigen, which is like, I don't know, bro. Like, I don't know. Like, I feel like sometimes where we're at in this story, it's like they just say shit so it could make sense to keep the story pushing, because it's, I don't know, bro. Like, we just needed Code to be stronger than the last villain, and they just kind of just state that he is, and then gives you all this reasoning to why, and like how Amato has built things better than Jigen, and Code is so strong that we had to put blocks on him, and the only reason why he allowed us to do that is because he's so loyal to Jigen. It's like weird. It's like, okay, real roll with it. It's kind of but fuck it, I'm on board. Let's keep it going with the story. I love my nigga Boruto. He's the young lord. And also, this is my final point, and we're gonna end this shit here. Amato should be able to construct a path back to the Ten Tails. It shouldn't be that hard, because it's not like Code was built with space-time ninjutsu. It's something that Amato has given to him. That power, that whole Black Band's power, it's probably connected to the way why he could get back to the Ten Tails in the first place. So, and Amato even states, like, yeah, it's not really space-time ninjutsu. There's other ways he could get there. There's other ways you could go about getting to that spot. So Code has something, or Amato has something up his sleeves, and maybe he even gives that power to Sasuke, which I still do not want him to touch Sasuke. Give that job to Orochimaru, bruh. Don't let Amato woo you with his powers and his abilities, because at the end of the day, I feel like he's plotting, dog. I still feel like he's plotting. And maybe it's just me wanting to believe that he's plotting, but I don't know, dog. I'm gonna leave y'all with that, bruh. Chapter 56. Yeah, it was 56. It was pretty good. It was a good chapter. Like, it was the best told story in the chapter, like, if that makes sense. They told the story the best in this chapter. I don't know if it was like my favorite chapter, but as far as, it was my favorite to read, maybe. It was my favorite to read, not, it was a good experience. It was almost like watching an episode. It was like very fluid in that way, and nothing kind of seemed like choppy. Like, the transitions were smooth. The way they split the conversations between Kawaki talking to Boruto and Amato talking to Sasuke and Naruto and Sasuke wasn't even there. Where the fuck is Sasuke? Sasuke wasn't there. Hey, yeah, Sasuke. We need my nigga Sasuke next chapter, bro. Let my nigga have a chapter cover. Give that nigga in a hospital bed with an eye patch and shit. Let us know Sasuke alright. Let us know. We need to get in Sasuke's headspace. But the way they separated those conversations, we have Kawaki talking about Code to Boruto, and then we have Amato talking about Code to Shikamaru and Naruto. So we're gonna end that there. Shout out to Sumire, shout out to Hanabi, and shout out to all my niggas. Peace.